Hello, everybody. It's Miss K back at it again for another science lesson. All right, so today's going to be a play posit. No videos, just me talking for a little bit, going over some review and also introducing just a few new things. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As a reminder to you all, we are now on lesson 15. And if you remember from our last video, there's a total of 16 lessons in our weather textbook. So we are going to be finishing it within the next week, which is so exciting. So let's start with lesson 15. I'm going to show you some pictures and we're going to get started. So first I want to remind you all about what the atmosphere is, okay? It's a new topic. We can't really see it, so it makes it a little bit tricky for us to understand, but just listen and ask questions when you need it, but I'm going to do my best to explain it to you, okay? So the atmosphere, the formal definition, is a mixture of gases or air that surrounds a planet. So if you remember my example from last video, I said, if you were given magical shoes that let you float right off the ground, you would be in the atmosphere. It's just the air surrounding the planets, okay? We live on Earth, so we're talking about the air that surrounds Earth, okay? So here's Earth. We all live right on Earth. But the atmosphere is the first layer over Earth, hovering Earth, okay? And let me move on to the next picture. This is from our video from last time. This alien person thing was explaining layers of the atmosphere. Okay, so our atmosphere is air and gases that surround the Earth. Okay, and it goes layer and layer and layer. Like I have explained before, it's like layers of cake. Okay, you can have one piece of cake, but it can have like 5 different layers because there's the frosting, a layer of cake, frosting, a layer of cake, frosting, and then sprinkles. It has a bunch of layers, but it's just one piece of cake. So kind of take that into this example. There is one atmosphere, but there's many levels, or sorry, many layers of atmosphere, as you can see in this picture. Earth, where we live, is in the center. And then this first tiny ring is the troposphere. That's the one I talk about the most. That is the troposphere, is where weather occurs. And if we stood outside and it was raining, we would get rained on because we are in the troposphere where weather occurs, where, it's windy, we feel the wind. And it's also the air we breathe is in the troposphere, okay? So we learned last time that there's currents also in the atmosphere, which is true. Right now we are talking about something new. So I will probably post a question about what I just talked about so I can make sure you all understand. Question. Okay, so today we're going to move on to lesson 15. As usual, it's a very short reading and then we'll go from there, okay? History of the Earth's atmosphere. There is like 2 or 3 facts I want you to take away from this lesson, and then this video is going to end. It's very, very short, okay? So hang tight, hang with me, pay attention, turn your TV off, put your phone down, and just stick with me here, okay? Okay. Oh no, I'm losing Wi-Fi or something. I hope I'm not glitching. Okay, let's start reading. So, today, Earth's atmosphere is a mixture of gases that includes, these are the 3 things it includes: nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor. Those 3 things, I'm going to ask you about those: nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor. Okay, nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor. Those 3 gases make up the atmosphere. Okay, so we're going to go back to this. All right. Can I draw? Let's see. I hope you can see this. Okay, I can. Okay, so this is all, as soon as you, like in my magical shoe example, as soon as you step off Earth and you're in the air, you are in the atmosphere. Okay, and these are all the atmosphere layers. Okay, this is the air we breathe. Okay, atmosphere is air. We just learned there's 3 things in the atmosphere. Okay, I'm going to write them down. I can't write very well. I don't have a stylus, but oops. The 3 things in the atmosphere is nitrogen, oxygen, and water vapor. Okay, N for nitrogen, O for oxygen, WV for water vapor. Those are the 3 things found in the atmosphere. Alrighty. Well, that's one thing you need to learn. Let's go on to the next. But Earth is more than 4.5 billion years old, and a lot of changes happen, okay, in that time. So over time, there's been a lot of changes, which is very obvious because dinosaurs used to walk on Earth. And of course, dinosaurs do not walk on Earth anymore. We don't have them, unfortunately, but that's just an example for you. If I asked you, has Earth changed over time? You would say yes or true because things, animals become extinct, new things happen, all these things. So, yes, the Earth changes over time, okay? Just like climate changes over time and the weather changes daily. All right, next paragraph. Atmospheric scientists and climatologists sometimes drill deep into Earth's surface to collect layers of ice and rock, shown in the photo below. These layers provide information about what Earth's atmosphere was like hundreds of thousands of years ago. Okay, so what we can take away from this. First thing, knowing about the atmosphere, and if you saw a definition of the atmosphere, would you be able to identify what the definition of atmosphere is? Let's go over it one more time. Here it is. Atmosphere is the mixture of gases, air that surrounds the planet. Another thing I might ask you about the atmosphere is, can we actually see it? No, we can't see the air. We cannot see air. We cannot. Okay. So the answer is no. That's kind of why this is a more challenging topic, because I'm teaching about something we can't even see. So just bear with me. All right. Let's go back. So number 1 was the definition of atmosphere. Number 2, what I want you to take away from this lesson is what is in the atmosphere. Remember 3 things. It's right here on my page. Nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor. And you remember I wrote it down right here. So in all these layers of cake, all these layers of atmosphere, there's nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor. You just have to remember this, okay? All right. So that's the second thing I want you all to learn. Then the third thing, this kind of goes together. So it's only 3 things I want you to know. Okay, so then the third thing I want you to know is Earth changes over time, as we all know. So with this, scientists study layers of ice and what was the other thing? Ice and rock to learn about the atmosphere through different times. Sounds kind of crazy, but that is what happened. So I want to show you an example. Um, um, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Okay, so now, the third thing that I want you to learn is that atmospheric scientists and climatologists drill deep into Earth's surface to collect layers of ice and rock. Okay, so we scientists can drill into the Earth that we live on in certain places that have frozen rock. So think about they're in somewhere that's frozen. They're not doing this in Florida. They're probably doing this in a very, very cold climate region. I have some pictures I want to show you all of this. Let me just get to them. All right. I hope you can see this. I'm thinking you can. Okay. So this is kind of what it looks like, how scientists can drill into ice to study and learn about the atmosphere over a long period of time. This is called a core. This is an ice core, okay? It looks like a cylinder, if you remember your geometry terms. See how it's like a perfect circle drill? Look, there's the giant drill going into the icy snow. And then what it does is you can collect, it's like a tube form, and it collects a tube like this, and then they can study the particles that are inside of it and learn about, was there a lot of pollution? Was the air clean? Was it dirty? And all different information. Okay, so this is an ice core that can do that. Okay, so yeah, they're in very cold areas. And something that we can relate this to, that I want you to think about when we're talking about how scientists study the past and they dig up things in the past, is think about it, it's just like an archaeologist that's digging for fossils. Okay, same thing. So these are scientists that are digging in the ground. The deeper you can dig, the more information you can find out from a long time ago. Okay, so it's the same concept. These scientists are doing it to find fossils, and the climatologists are doing it to find out how the atmosphere was a long time ago. Okay, so that is, if I go back to my little chart here, the third point I want you to remember to learn is that since Earth changes over a long period of time, scientists can drill into the ground, get an ice core, and study the changes that have been made over time. Okay, so those are the three takeaways from this lesson. If you are still confused or you're not sure, you can press the 10, it says 10 and it's a back arrow. Keep pressing that, go to the beginning of the video and just rewatch it, okay? Because sometimes when I'm confused or I'm not sure about something, I watch it again. I can watch a video a few times and you learn it better, okay? So that's a studying skill to have. It's okay if you need to watch this video. It's very short and you'll rock in science if you do, okay? So I highly encourage, if there's something confusing in this, ask me a question or just rewind the video and watch it one more time, okay? Because as I mentioned, we are almost at the end of this unit, so we're going to, of course, have an exam on this. So ask for help if you need it, and good luck on the play pause questions.